We're coming up on a sad anniversary. May 6th, 2012 is the day that Alan Bluford was murdered by Miguel Masso of the Oakland Police Department. And just like we see in just about every instance, except what we just recently has come out of Baltimore, one exception to the rule, Alan's case was ruled justifiable homicide. And I know that we are all here to say it's not justified. And one of the first organizations, one of the first groups in the community who came out after Alan was murdered to stand united and say, this is not okay with us, was ILWU Local 10. They sent a letter to Judge Thelton Henderson, who is in charge of reforming OPD. He's the one who has written the negotiated settlement agreement. He's in charge of monitoring over that. He is the judge that's trying to bring true reform, true accountability to the Oakland Police Department. ILWU wrote a letter to Judge Thelton Henderson. And one of the things that they said, I reread that letter last night. One of the things they said is that OPD treated Alan with utter disregard. They said a lot of other things in that letter, but that's really what stands out to me as we are in the middle of this Black Lives Matter movement, as we are all here united to say Black lives really do matter. ILWU took their time to write that letter. The whole union put their power behind that and sent that to Judge Thelton Henderson. And I haven't forgotten that solidarity, and I just wanted to remind all y'all that that's really what it's about. We've been fighting this for a long time. Before Alan, ILWU stood together with Oscar. It stood together with the community to fight for justice for Oscar. And, this is what it's about. Solidarity, unity, uniting in love. This is how we are going to win. And that, I just want to leave us with this thought. Whatever other narrative they are putting out there, that's not the true narrative. This is the true narrative. All these people, I can stand up here in the truck, y'all can't see, they're coming, more of them. I see more people coming. And, that's the narrative, that we are all coming here united together to say, end state-sponsored police terror. Thanks, y'all.
So today is May Day. It is International Workers' Day, in which people are standing against the injustices that are perpetuated by this particular system. So not only unions, but also people who organize for racial justice, for economic justice, for gender-based justice, they're coming out today and show of solidarity against state oppression.
Yeah, the union shut down the port today as well, which is hitting white supremacy in the piggy bank and taking a big effect on the toll of the economy, because the working class are the foundation of this country. And when they say no, they say no. No justice, no peace.
What is the role of citizenry or mass movements in reforming our police and judicial system?
Well, the most important thing is you need to make some noise about it. Silence is violence and complacency is consent. So if you are serious about justice, if you truly stand on the side of justice, if you really want to live in a world where racial equality exists, then you will fight for it to exist, right? And you will not rest until it exists. There's a really good quote, Alicia Garza, one of the co-founders of Black Lives Matter. She said, if you really believe all lives matter, you will fight for Black lives today. So that's what people need to do. So just to larger America, we need you to fight back.
Yeah, there ain't no power like the power of the people, and the power of the people don't stop. The people have all the power, and when the people decide that there's no justice, no peace, and take to the streets and let America know, things will start to change.
Well, I'm here because I just cannot stand what's coming out of the news with the killing of unarmed black men. I mean, my sign says, stop police terrorism against black men. But that includes white men and women, and it includes everybody. My sign only holds so much. But it's the killing of young black men that has me out here today, because I believe in justice. I can't watch the television news, I can't read the newspaper and not want to get out and do something. I know I'm not going to change the world, but my small effort might reach somebody else. And I'm 70 years old, I'm terminally ill, but I'm out here today, and this is the most important thing for me to do today on May Day. And if I die doing it, so be it. Because it's a hugely important issue. And also it's a complicated issue, it's a complex issue. It's not just so black and white, as they say, because we're not talking about, we should be talking about economic equality. We should be talking about all of the money that's spent on the prison system. We should be talking about all of the minority people who are in prisons for negligible offenses. And Freddie Gray, the projects where he comes from in Baltimore, the government has spent like $42 million or something like that on the incarceration of people from those projects, and yet they're not helping the people in there. They're not spending that money to educate people, to feed people. So it's a huge issue, but having said that, the ILWU, so often the leaders to show us the way. All of the unions should be in solidarity with this movement. Church leaders should be in solidarity with this movement. Gang leaders should be in solidarity with this movement. So it's May Day, it's International Workers' Day. It's important for us to be doing something like this and not dancing around the maypole.
All power to the people! All power to the people! All power to the people! Right now, for those that may not know me, I am affectionately known to the community as Uncle Bobby. I am the uncle of Oscar Grant. Bobby! Thank you, thank you. And thank you, Jack, the ILWU Local 10 of San Francisco for on 10/23/2010. As you know, they shut down the port on behalf of Oscar. So we as a family say thank you to them and thank you for all who put out the support. Thank you. This is a historical day. Because as we know, Walter Scott in South Carolina was shot on video. The longshoremen there reached out here, and as you know, we have organized labor uniting with the community and those that have been suffering the harms of police terrorism all around this world, speaking to this injustice. And this is the combination that we need, because we are clear. Had it not been for all of you supporting Oscar Grant, had it not been for the ILWU coming out supporting Oscar Grant, for it not have been for those young people on that train pulling out their cameras and videotaping what happened to Oscar on that night, we know without a doubt that had none of that been done, we wouldn't have been able, for the first time in California state history, to have an officer arrested, charged, convicted, and sent to jail. With this combination, we can ensure that it can happen again. So we need you to tell your friends, tell those that are employed, to speak to their union. So when we have a call out that not only this plaza is full, but the whole city and every city across this country got a combination of community and labor working together to bring about a change, because that is what it's going to take. So again, we say thank you. We have families here that are standing in solidarity, not just with us, but with labor and as of course with you. And all these faces on my shirt are national families, because as you know, we've been traveling and crisscrossing this country since Oscar's death, connecting the dots. This is not an isolated situation. It's not a simple fact that it was a rogue or bad cop. It's systemic, and it goes to the core of their existence. In order to stop this killing, we're going to have to tear down this sick system. That's right. We're going to have to tear it down. A few words, and then I have to go to get on this plane to get to Baltimore, but we're definitely going to tell Freddie Gray family. But Oakland, of course, the Bay Area is doing on his behalf, the family's behalf, of course, Walter Scott. So again, this is important, this is critical. In order for change to happen, we're going to have to get a correct analysis of what's going on. And if we go back in time and understand capitalism and its connection to racism, we'll understand that this system is acting and working according to how it was designed. And once all of us get that correct analysis, then and only then will we know what we must do.